we're going to rank all the anime for spring 2025. There's a lot of different anime that I watched, and I'm going to let you know whether I think they're peak, whether I think they're trash, or maybe I just didn't even watch the one that you liked. Let's get into it. First off, we're going to start off with Aharon-san. Now, this was the final season of Aharon-san. I'm 99% sure it felt like it was. All right, it had a nice conclusion, which was really enjoyable. I really liked it. I thought that there were a lot of funny moments. Now, I initially had a different tier list here where there was peak, great, good, and then kind of had like it was solid, it was fine, and then mid, trash, and for the ones I didn't watch. This one I would have actually put in a tier where it was more like it was fine, it was solid, because for me, Aharon-san, yes, there's good moments in it, but it's also just sometimes it's just don't hit, and nothing against Aharon-san, it's at the very bottom of the good stuff. Next up, we've got Fire Force. Now, Fire Force had some pretty wild stuff this season. It had some absolutely wild moments. We got some big lore reveals. We got some big fights. We had some episodes that were... But I think that overall, I really enjoyed it. You know, it's kind of on the borderline of great and good. Now, you probably want it peak. That's not happening for me. But I think the great episodes push it over to great. So I'm gonna put it at the bottom of great. That's where it's at for me. Anything else that goes in the great tier is probably gonna go over Fire Force. As I say these things, like I even think just on those big episodes, those big moments in the season, and it makes me want to push it higher up in great, but I can't put it in the peak category. That would be, it's just, Next up, we've got Takamine-san. Now, Takamine-san, we noticed she had multiple peaks. She had very nice peaks. So that's where she's got to sit. She's got to sit in the peaks because that's what she had. She had good peaks, and we saw those peaks very often. I will say the release schedule of it was actually pretty fucking terrible because of the whole uncensored, censored, semi-censored, semi-uncensored, like all these different versions releasing, which was a pain in the dick. You got to find the right version because their only good version is the version where you're going to see everything that you want to see. So Takamine actually is not peak. We're putting in the great.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
You need the ecchi anime. Ecchi anime is important. It's vital to what we are as anime fans. I'll be honest with you. Anime fans, if we don't have battle shonens and ecchi, what are we? Isekai fans? Ugh, stinky. By the way, I'm just fucking joking for anyone that's gonna take me too seriously. I'm a fucking bald man with a mic that makes videos about anime. Relax, it's not that serious. Next up, I did not watch the original Gundam, so I don't have this big experience with Gundam where I can talk on all the intricacies of the series because there's so many different series. But I did watch G-Quux. I've watched Witch from Mercury, I've watched Iron-Blooded Orphans, and now G-Quux. And I liked it. I thought it was great. I really did. I think that there were some things that were harder for me to understand or a little more nuanced because I did not watch the original series, right? Some of the emotional impact, like for example, the music, right? So many people I saw commenting about the music. It was like my first time hearing the songs. The music didn't impact me like it might have impacted somebody that watched the original series. And there's other moments throughout, you know, there's some episodes where it feels like not much is happening. Then you've got other episodes that were really great. I've seen so many people talking about how it needed more episodes. They rushed the end, which seems to be a common theme within these Gundam series. Next up, we've got Kowloon Generic Romance. Very trippy show. All right, there were so many mysteries going on with this one, so many weird things. We're at the end. I still have not seen the final episode. It releases in a couple of days, so I will be watching the final episode when it releases. The things that you think might be happening, maybe some of them did, maybe some of them didn't. It's just weird. It's hard to wrap my head around initially, but I think that where we are now with episode 12, and then I think with the finale as well, like we'll have a better idea. And I don't think it's like too mind-blowing where like you can't even comprehend it or anything like that. Though initially there were some details that slowly got revealed to us that were like, what the fuck? Honestly, I've loved it. And I also thought this was great. A lot of people probably not even watching it, but trust me, it was pretty damn great. It's way less of a romance, despite it literally being called Kowloon Generic Romance, way less of a romance than you might think. Next up, Apothecary Diaries. We don't even need to speak a long time on this one. It's peak. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was a great season of the show. We got so much info. We got so many new lore drops within it. We got so many amazing moments. There's action, there's comedy, there's romance, there's so many things. It's just such a good show. Every single week, it was the thing that I would wait for. It was phenomenal. I imagine whenever we get a season 3 peak, that's where it's always going to stay, I'm pretty sure. Unless somehow the writing falls off a cliff, which I just don't see ever happening. Next up, we've got Lazarus. Lazarus, it is top 2 disappointments of the season. The other disappointment actually still had a pretty solid story. I really enjoyed it. But Lazarus, man, there were so many things that they built up initially that I thought were gonna be so intriguing, especially with the trailer. The trailer's like, yo, there's like this drug and everyone's gonna die in 3 years. And it was so intriguing. And so often it felt like the episodes were just there for the vibes. That's it. The story barely progressed in so many moments, and I felt like there were so many episodes that just to fill a 13-episode runtime, they didn't make a ton of progress. Now, I will admit that as the show went on, we did find that there were ties to some of those weaker episodes, and it did make some of the characters more interesting. But overall, man, beautifully animated. I like the music. The action was phenomenal, but it just did not hit. We thought it was gonna be absolutely peak. It's from the person that made Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo. We thought it was going to hit, and it didn't. It was pretty mid. It was. Next up, though, One Piece. So you know where it's going. One Piece has been amazing since it's returned in April. Now, admittedly, we have had a couple of weeks where we got a little filler, okay, where we didn't get episodes, which kind of sucks. You know, I would like to get all the episodes, especially after 6 months of not getting anything. But I'm not going to complain too much because the episodes that we did get were very good. The Luffy versus Kizaru stuff, come on, crazy. We had amazing fights, and we're also working on this backstory for Kuma, which has been really great. Absolutely loving it. Yeah, I mean, it's peak. It's One Piece for a reason. It's one of my favorite anime for a reason. Next up is going to be big controversy. I dropped this show. Rock is a Lady's Modesty. I dropped this show because if they weren't playing music, I did not give a fuck. I did not care. The music absolutely banged. It was so good. Just every single song when they were performing was great. But outside of the music, I just did not care about anything. I found it kind of weird. The mom was a little weird, right? She was like very creepy. In 6 episodes, they couldn't really get me, and I dropped it. It's trash. You know what really pissed me off? This whole fucking stupid elegance thing. Oh, we have to be elegant. You have to be ladylike. Like, I get that it's supposed to be like a direct like juxtaposition with the rock, you know, this rebel music, but like, I just don't give a fuck. Also, it's in Japan and they're like, it's European standards of ladylike. What are we doing? Next up, the beginning after the end. And this is the other big disappointment of the season. Big disappointment. We went into this season knowing it was gonna hit. It was not gonna hit, rather. We knew what we were gonna get because we saw the trailers. It was so unfortunate for a series that I read a while back. I think story-wise, they nailed it. They still got me super excited during the one episode where he pops off on Homeboy, snaps the fucking leg. Oh my God, it was so good. But there are so many moments where nothing is fucking happening. PNGs sliding all over the place. You can tell within the first episode, but I think it was like episode 3 or 2 or 3, I don't remember, where there's literally a moment where they had like the sound of the footsteps and it was just a PNG sliding across the screen. I was like, okay, yeah, this is cooked. It was so unfortunate that Turtle Me went with Studio A-Cat or Crunchyroll went with Studio A-Cat. Whoever the fuck gets the blame, somebody deserves to get blamed for destroying this this series that would have been so good as an anime. And it's so unfortunate. But I didn't think it was trash, so it's going mid. It was a story that I really loved as a manhwa, and I saw that it came to life with like twice as many images as the manhwa. Here's the thing, at the very least, because I read the series, I had the knowledge on what it was, I could at least make fun of the shit. Moving on, Go Go Loser Ranger. Go-Go Loser Ranger, another disappointment. See, here's the problem with Go-Go Loser Ranger. Like, the end of season 1, the fight to become, you know, actual Rangers, right? When they were like Ranger candidates or whatever. People were like, yo, they're rushing through this arc because they want to end it at a good point because next season's gonna be so good. And I was like, oh shit, okay. That sounds dope. I love it. But the problem was they didn't do that. The pacing on it was atrocious. Things happened so fast and there were so many things happening so fast that it just I could not keep up with it. There were just so many things flying at me constantly, dude. It's like when you watch an anime and there's like a character that has that like glow, that aura that's like just they're happy and stuff. And then the character's looking at the one that's all happy and shit and they're like, and they can't see because all the brightness. That's what this show was, except instead of happiness and brightness, it was just all the info flooding me. I couldn't. So for me, this would have gone in one of those like, it was fine or solid. But unfortunately, it goes mid. Above Lazarus, admittedly, in my opinion. I thought the story was at least good enough. But yeah, another mid. It was really disappointing, man. I think that they spent a lot of time on the school arc, which is like, damn, they're trying to endless ape my ass, which was fucking rough. But then after that, they spent like 5 episodes on that arc. And then they spent the rest of the episodes, the last like 6 or 7 episodes, on like 4 arcs. What the fuck? Next up, Yaiba. Now, Yaiba is obviously a redo of a series, right? It is a remake, and animation phenomenal, fun characters. I will say, Yaiba in the beginning, he's the fucking bad guy. He really is, dude. He is the bad guy of the series. He turned Onimaru into a demon. That motherfucker was okay. He was fine. He was a little cocky as a swordsman, but it was deserved, right? Like, he was good. Yaiba comes along, cheating the entire time. Within Japan, you're supposed to be honorable. This motherfucker Yaiba, 0 honor. He's a fucking monkey from the jungle, and he just ruined this kid's life, turned him into a villain. But outside of that, yeah, I really enjoyed the show. I thought there were a lot of great episodes. I thought the animation was good. I thought it was a lot of fun. Some jokes don't hit as much because, again, this is something that's written in the 80s. So some of the things just don't hit because my sense of humor is different from 80s sense of humor. I imagine the people that read the original, watched it, whatever, and enjoyed it back then probably absolutely loved this. For me, I thought it was good. I thought it was good. That's where I'm putting it. It's in the good category. It's certainly better than mid. It does not deserve to be in mid. It could possibly hit more than Ranma or Urusei Remake because it had so much action to offset the comedy, where Ranma and Urusei Yatsura, I feel like they are way more comedy leaning. But also, I think that I would argue that I laughed harder watching Ranma. The problem is there were more jokes that failed with Ranma than Yaiba. Next up, we've got Shiunji Family Children. Shiunji Family Children is a tough one for me because it's the same shit all the time. It's just another one of those harem anime. This time, all the girls are his sisters, except they're stepsisters. They're not actually related. All the girls have developed feelings for him over time because they've gotten to know him and they really care about him. And so they fall in love with him. And then they find out, oh, we're not related, so we can actually love him. And then there's that whole shit, and it's just mid. It just is, dude. Listen, the Minami story, loved it. I thought that was great. Oka's story, not as good as the Minami story, but it was pretty solid. Everything else, not all that great. Above T-Bait? Yeah. Above T-Bait, because at least it didn't look like shit. Next up, we've got Two Peak Hero X. Absolutely phenomenal. Been loving it every single week. There's nothing bad I can say about it. We just got through the Queen story. I'm so excited for more. I love all of the heroes so far. I do not believe there has been a bad arc. There are people that literally think some of the arcs weren't good, or at least one of the arcs wasn't good, which is crazy to me. I just don't understand how you could think any of the arcs were not good. Some of the arcs might have been better than others, but I think it's fairly minuscule, the difference in how good an arc is. Maybe there's like one that's like better than the others, or two, but it's just not enough for me to be like, oh yeah, these other arcs weren't that good. That's crazy. I thought the entire show was amazing. I've absolutely loved To Be Hero X. It looked beautiful. I'm watching it in Japanese because that's the way that everyone wants me to watch it. Yeah, watch my reactions to To Be Hero X. I absolutely love it. Next up, we've got Uma Musume Cinderella Grey. Uma Musume Cinderella Grey. It's my first Uma Musume series. Oguri Cap. Cap stands for peak. So we're pandering. We are pandering. It's going in the peak. I think that initially, earlier on in the series, I would not have put in the peak tier. I would have put it in good, maybe at the bottom of great, because there's a lot of shit that I just don't know about horse racing, and it's specifically horse racing. It's not even like horse racing in Japan. It's really just horse racing. I don't know shit about horse racing. Now, I understand that all of these horses that are now girls have actual stories because they're based on real horses. And that's cool and all. I didn't understand the structure of the way that things broke down. It was very confusing initially. I thought, oh shit, Tokai Derby, big time. Nope, not big time. Actually, kind of not important at all. It's the big time for amateurs. Really is what it is. And then we get to the nationals and it was like, oh, there's these 3 big races, most important races of your life. Well, it turns out maybe not the most important races of your life. There's like bigger races. So that was the only thing that really confused the hell out of me. I was so confused. Outside of that, well animated, likable characters, good music, good story. You know, it's a rise of like this country bumpkin, maybe not country bumpkin, but definitely like a less important city. She's coming from like a city where things are not as big as Tokyo, and she's going to Tokyo. She's racing big time now, and she's beating everyone. We'll find out how this next race ends with the finale. Did she win? Did she not? I don't know, but I'm excited, and I've absolutely loved it every step of the way since I kind of like got a better idea of the way that the races work. And I'm excited to watch the original. Next up, My Hero Academia Vigilantes. Now, I feel like I probably read all of what season 1 is. Maybe even into what season 2 ends up being. I don't really remember what I read of the series until like we get to the stuff, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard for me to remember a lot of shit until we're actually watching it and I'm experiencing it again. Until then, I'm like, maybe there's something. My Hero Academia Vigilantes, I thought it was good. In fact, I'd go so far as to put it in the bottom of great. I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I liked the characters. I liked the action. Holy shit, the action in the last episode was wild. I think that Knuckle Duster's story is pretty interesting. I like the tie between Popstep and Crawler. I like the tie-in with all of these characters we're aware of from, you know, original My Hero Academia. Next up, Windbreaker. Windbreaker was awesome. Started the season, big fights, absolutely loved it. We had some slower moments, but we had a lot of development for Sakura as a member of Bofurin and also just like as a person. He's growing so much. Absolutely love that. I like that he's maybe coming into his own as a leader. He is taking care of his guys. Absolutely loved Windbreaker. For me, top of the greats. It is the greatest before peak. Another 8 out of 10 season. Really enjoyed it. The fight animation is phenomenal. I love all the one-off stories for all the different characters that we like when we dive into their backstories and stuff. The soundtrack, phenomenal. The opening, amazing. So yeah, great for me. I would catch me on a good day. I might even put it in peak. Next one we are putting in peak. We are Witchwatch. Witchwatch was absolutely hilarious, dude. Every fucking episode of this show has been so fucking funny, man. I have absolutely loved it. It's so goofy and quirky and weird and funny, and it is easily the funniest show that we're watching right now. Easily. None of the other ones even get close to being as funny as that, as Witchwatch. The comedy hits, you know, they had some action here and there. That was cool. There's romance in it. Interesting concept of it, you know. She's like a super special witch and stuff, and she needs some protection because people are a little out to get her. So this is where I would put it. I would put it in peak. Okay, next up is yeah, I didn't watch any of these. I didn't watch anything else here. I didn't watch any of these guys. So they're all going in the didn't watch category. I didn't watch a single one of these, bro.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
This guy calls himself the seasonal guy. I used to do like 25 anime a season. Not anymore. I can't do it anymore. I gotta dial it back because if I keep it up, my brain will explode. I will admit, there's a couple of anime that should be here because there were a few that we watched, and maybe you don't call the Devil May Cry series an anime. That's fair. So I don't think that we could put it in there, but that's another show that I watched during this anime season. Moonrise deserves to be in here. Moonrise, I would probably put at the bottom of good. It definitely had its faults, looked great, had interesting premise, amazing music, but it's gonna go in the good category. It's gonna go in here with Harin and Yaiba. It had its faults, but Moonrise, it certainly can't go in the great category or the peak category because it definitely missed. And you can also see that Moonrise was like kind of just like it just took a lot of elements from a lot of good series. And it was like, yo, what if we use this from that series and this from that series and that from this series, and we just put these things together and we made yeah, sounds good, let's do it. Except they didn't really make it so well, unfortunately. So anyways, man, that's where I'm at with my list. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, click the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you did not enjoy the video, click the like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you leave a comment telling me how stupid I am for, I don't know, putting whatever series in whatever category you didn't think it belonged in. Okay, make sure you tell me, ew, how dare you put to the beginning after the end over Rock as a Lady's Modesty. Who do you think you are? It wasn't mid, it was garbage. Make sure you leave a comment about how Go-Go Loser Ranger was actually amazing. I like the pacing in it. Or Lazarus looked phenomenal. It deserves to be higher. You know, whatever it is that you got to let me know down in the comments, make sure you let me know. Be respectful. Till next time, make sure you all keep it fresh.